Hello, everyone. How's everyone doing today? And let's first make a check that you can actually hear my audio since last time I had myself on mute for the first 5 minutes. I'm glad you guys like the new loading screen. I thought it was pretty funny and making it kind of like The Sims. I even added the essential OK in there. Hello, Mod Sims 4. I am doing great. I hope you guys are doing good too. Um, first, I have a few things I wanted to talk about before hopping right into the new journal set, which I'm so excited about, and I am very glad you all can hear me. Okay, let me see. I'm loading up the game. There we go. And so I just wanted to talk about a few questions I've been getting on some of the my most recent sets, like the modular shelves and the gardening set. First, before the modular shelves, so two questions I have gotten quite a bit for those. One, people aren't able to actually put the large new produce in there. The crops, I think they're called. And ignore, this is what most of my worlds look like, by the way. So everyone who's a builder, don't think less of me. This is what everything looks like. So we'll go to a world where it's not as horrible. Let's hopefully let me try and find one that I haven't destroyed already. Let's see who's in here. Oh, I think I've messed up this house too. Who you guys all tell me, what family do you want me to test the journal on? Let me know which who I should play with. I think I really already destroyed the Villareals. Maybe I should start a new game. Yeah, I'll go back and start fresh. But so for the modular shelves, those are public now, and the large crops weren't able to put onto the shelves, and I know there's different sizes of the crops, and so it was just the largest size. I actually fixed that and added a new slot in there, and so I'll be uploading that today, and so you'll be able to put the large crops on those shelves now. The other thing I wanted to mention was some people were confused when they put items onto the shelves that their Sims weren't able to grab them. So I actually locked all interactions when something is on the shelf purposely. And the reason for that is sometimes, like the maids, or if they're books, for example, they'll want to go clean them up and grab them all the time. So I actually disabled all interactions. Now I can add back in some interactions if you want. And but I need to add them like specifically one by one. So if you want interactions added back, let me know if there's one that you're like really passionate about having back. But yeah, for I just locked down everything just so Sims weren't grabbing stuff, or I know a problem was people their Sims were like trying to use stuff for ingredients, so putting them on the shelves prevents all of that. Oh, all right. Let me see. Let me actually get in here. Okay, we're gonna do the Goths, and but I do have to create a new game because the Goth family, like their house, is destroyed right now. So I'll just make someone really quick. I wish you could skip this part. I don't know if there's a trick for doing that, but I kind of hate doing this every time I start a new load. Okay. Cool. Nice outfit too. Look, at least she matches with her belt. So all right, we'll do that. Paige Hobson. All right, the Goss, actually my sister is, who is on here under Rebellion. She's moderating for me. She's obsessed with Bella Goth. So the Goths are actually who I used for the preview pictures for the journal mod. So Lavin, tell me how you can skip. Oh, I didn't know you could skip. I always do that. Well, thanks for letting me know. Yeah, Hendrik, I wish you could choose a backstory in cast. Me too. All right, I think they're in Willow Creek, right? Yeah, yeah, here they are. Oh, I have to move her somewhere first. All right, you can go there. Oh, dang it. It's funny. I saw. I'm sure most of you have seen the like transformation of the goth family, well, and other Sims from the Sims 1 to 4. It's so crazy. At least the Bella Goth kept her classic red dress, so that's good. Uh, and when I say I destroyed the goth house, what I did was when I take preview pictures, I put like white backgrounds on there, so to kind of isolate the images. So it's I basically just destroyed their upper level of the house. So that's it. Okay, and the second thing I wanted to talk about before jumping into the journal was the composting set. Um, so I'll show that here for a sec first. And there are a few improvements I made. I had posted that there were a few problems with it, and one of them was that it let you actually compost your fridge. So that is you can no longer compost your fridge. So that is fixed. And another problem with it that someone had mentioned was that it let you actually um, grab and compost plants that were already planted. So I've also removed the ability to do that. So it won't pull up any plants that are already in the ground. So, which I know people have a lot of problems with. So, all right, we'll just put this right here for now. So let's see. I also improved the UI for this. Let's make some stuff to compost. I added in categories, which I hope helps people find stuff easier, because one limitation of this is that unlike they're called purchase pickers, which is when you buy something, you can add like drag. There's like a button. I don't know how to explain it. There's an arrow you can click to increase the quantity of how many items are in there, or how many items you want to buy. And I couldn't do that with this. So let's see, trash. We'll just trash up their lot real quick. We'll grab this. By the way, all of these options are showing up because I have like all of the hidden stuff shown. So if you are looking to put trash on your lot and you can't find it, oops, sorry. You just need to enable to show all the debug stuff. So what the big changes I made are for when you compost. You can see here, these now you can sort up here, and I guess these are all trash, so that doesn't really help. But it'll let you sort by food, fruits and vegetables, trash. So hopefully this will help you, at least since you can't click multiple at, or you can click multiple at once, but you don't have the number to choose here. This will hopefully help you sort it out and make it quicker. And then the last thing I wanted to mention was that sometimes you can live drag and drop stuff in here like that. But if an item isn't able to be live drag and dropped into the compost bin, it doesn't mean it can't be composted. There's just tests for what can be live drag and dropped into there. And so if you aren't able to do that, just try using this user interface instead of doing the live drag and drop. And okay, I think that covers it for compost. And then final thing I wanted to talk about for just a quick mention on how something works. Let me, go and grab the gardening set. So for anyone who doesn't know, the gardening set is now out for public release. So anyone can get that on my website if you don't have it already. But that came out yesterday or 2 days ago, I think, for that. And I won't cover really how to use it here. I did already make a video on it. So if you have questions, it was the last video I posted. And yeah, someone also did ask about this. Unfortunately, when you have a big foundation, this thing pops up to the top, which kind of sucks. There's not really another way to do it. So let me put it put it in their front yard. See, this is how I destroy houses, like I've already done here already. We'll hide it here. So the one thing I wanted to mention with this is on here, first of all, if these options are disabled, you just need to go and make sure you have something enabled in the controller state. And what you want to do, so there's two options. There's enable automation and turn on. Now, I've gotten a lot of questions with people saying when they turn it on, and then when they leave the lot, it's already turned off. So I actually did that purposely, and if you see the tooltip here, it kind of gives you a little hint. And the turn on, what it does is it turns everything on right away, and it doesn't turn off unless you either tell it to turn on or you leave the lot. And the reason I made it automatically switch to off every time you leave the lot is because it's using your water resources, which will increase your bill. So the turn on, I put in there in case your plants are dying and they need some health or food right away. But it's really not meant to be left on. Well, you can leave it on all the time, but it will just use resources. If you want your plants to always be controlled, really the enable automation, it makes it so everything you have turned on in the controller state, it runs every day at 6 a.m. So, which should be enough to keep your plants in a really good state. So that is why if you turn this on and you're leaving the lot, it's turning off. I put that in there purposely. So I think if any of you have any other questions, I will put them in here, and I'll look at them and go over them at the end to see if you, to answer if you have any other questions about how to use those. I do see one question from Nora Vaughn. Is it possible to add composting spoiled eggs? Yes, if I haven't included anything for composting, let me know and I'll try and get those added. It's hard to grab everything possible, so if I miss something, just let me know and I can definitely add those in. And with that, I will get into the journal, which I'm so excited about. One thing I wanted to show, you guys can't, I have all my audio turned down for the game. It's probably very boring. Let's see, I wanted to show you where this initially came from. So this was on my Discord channel, which if you are on my Discord channel, you should head on over there. I'm very active on there, and I can help with any problems with CC that you're having. I also have a section for creators if you want help how to do things. And another one I have is requests. So this is actually from one of my patrons, Jen Flower. And she said, I've been playing around with the Photographic Memory Maker object, which I love. So I was thinking, would coding work for a functional journal? Instead of a little photo disc, it would be a book, and instead of photos, it would hold pages. So, and down here were these photos she showed me. So these are actually from one of my previous mod, the Photographic Memory Maker. And so she was using she was making like kind of fake pictures that looked like Post-it notes, and then adding some description on there, which I thought was a great idea. And also I know my older sister Mandy, she's huge into gameplay, and she has tons of generations, and which I know, I feel like an aunt to some of her kids because I've seen them grow up and I'm so attached to them, but she's huge into gameplay, and so I thought this is something she would love too. And looking into it more, it looks like for Sims 3, which I totally missed all of Sims 3. I basically took a 10-year break between Sims 2 and Sims 4, but Sims 3 had like this cool thing where you could do a scrapbook and put in photos, and I thought that was so cool. And really for the Sims 4, I think all we have are, it's like you can take screenshots or photos and then save memories to them. So I've always loved like photos and memories, which is why I did the Photographic Memory Maker. So I thought the journal and this idea was a perfect way to do it. So let's get back to the game. And, sorry, hopefully I don't make you guys sick scrolling around too much. Does anyone, I don't remember Sims 1. Is this what the goth household looked like in Sims 1? Or did they change like the layout and stuff? I don't even remember. I know it was a black house. Let's see, let's find a desk. Ooh, sorry for jumping around. Does anyone else hate when it jumps around like that when you're by trees and stuff? Drives me crazy. So here you can, I made it searchable for in quite a few different ways. So I think I made it so you could search diary. Yes, so you could search diary or journal, and I think I tagged it with a few other names as well. So let's search, oops, there we go. We'll do diary, so just it pulls up. Okay, and again, I have the show hidden debug stuff on. If you don't have that, you shouldn't see this. You can place these themselves and in the world if you want, but I really made it so they're generated through the notebook. So if you don't have the cheat to show hidden objects, you won't see this. So the journal is the main object. And one thing I did do with this journal is I didn't make it an actual book. I know Sims seem to have some obsession with books where they're always grabbing them and reading them or putting them away. And I wanted to make this really easy without it being like super animated and the Sims having to go to the book and write in it. So it doesn't open or anything. It's basically just kind of like a decor object. And I took some, I really loved the journal swatches that I think it's from Parenthood where the original one came. So I kind of took some of those and made some of my own, and then I added this like little 3 rings on it because I thought that was really cute. But I have a few different colors for this, and if you guys want more of them, let me know. A big thing I did was this black one I thought might be good for like a funeral guest book. It sounds kind of morbid, but and then I did a white one which I thought might be good for like wedding events, so you could have kind of like a guest book type thing there, and then just like a few other random colors. I should do a composition notebook one too. I thought that'd be cute, or I can put stickers on it, but these were the ones I started with, and hopefully that's enough to get started. But when you first hover over it, you can see it has this basic description. Now I added, similar to the entries, which we'll show in a sec, I added the ability to put a description and everything with the notebook. So when you first open it up, you can see there's open notebook, create entry, or edit. So when you open the notebook, this has inventory, so when we start adding entries, this is where they'll go. And so the journal kind of holds all of the entries, which makes sense, like a journal would. And then you can also edit it, and you can add an author. You don't have to add an author either. That's totally optional. You can just leave it blank. And but if you do add an author, it'll pop up. You can see in the blue that it says, or sorry, purple, it says Bella Goth. So it'll automatically put whatever author you assign it to in the tooltip. And you can see still it has the regular description and title. So if you want to do, like if this is someone's journal, or even if you want to store things about plants, you guys are all much more creative than me, so you'll come up with better stuff. But so for this, I guess we'll put Bella's private journal. And this is also totally optional too. You don't have to add anything here. It's just more if you want to kind of categorize the entries that are in there. So my private, my secret thoughts. One thing I did add for both this and the entry I'll show you in a second, that I added, this has 140 characters, and then I had the description have 480 characters, which is actually a lot of text. So I hope that is enough for you. Once you enter it, again, the tooltip, my secret thought, she has one thought. But the tooltip, the big blue part will be the title, and then the description will be the light blue part. And then, so for the best part, there will be, okay, I'm seeing a few questions. Sammy Jacob Andrus, could you possibly add writing animations in the future? There actually are animations for this, and I'll show you them in a second. Let's actually, before we add an entry, let's just get Bella up here so you can see what it looks like. There's animations for children and up. So the only people who don't have animations are the toddlers, because they can't really write. But I did, or dogs and cats. I did make it so if you do have pets in the household, they can also be added as the author. So, but here we'll see the little writing animation in a sec. Let me make her facing us so you can see it a little bit better. All right. So, okay. So the best part, so you create an entry, and I added 25 icons here. This was actually probably one of the hardest things to figure out. I really emphasized user interface on this because that's the whole point of the journal. And this was actually kind of hard to get this to work the way I have it. But you have 25 different icon choices, which all of this can be changed at any time. So if you decide that you don't like whatever icon you chose, you can change that later. But let's do, and you can see here, I kind of chose some generic ones. These ones I thought would be good for like for sad notebook entry. Obviously birth, engagement, death, and then I thought this would be good for sickness, school events, parties. This is actually for an icon for, I think, some sort of career where you steal stuff, but if you won the lottery or something, I thought it might be good. And then we have wedding bells, a birthday cake, a key, because I think there's an interaction where you can give like your loved one a key. An idea, I thought that would be good, if you use it as an idea. So if there's other things you can think of, or events that you really want me to add, I can definitely add more options in here. But I thought hopefully at least this covers all of the basics. So let's make it just fiery love. I should probably add a woohoo heart because I know that's like the classic. So again, here the name, you have 140 characters. So we'll just do journal entry. And then for this, we'll see this is the description. And then let's add a bunch of these so you can see how much room there is. So there's like a ton of room. So hopefully that's enough. But again, if it isn't, let me know. I can try and expand it more. But yeah, so once you enter all of this, you just click check, and then in the game and live mode. So you can see here, this is the little writing animation. So it's quick. They don't fiddle with the book, and the nice thing is they can be standing anywhere, so they don't actually have to be right next to the journal. And I did that especially if you're trying to add a bunch of stuff. I thought it'd be kind of easier for, I know a ton of stuff gets queued up in over here when you have a bunch of stuff going on, and maybe you just wanted to write it really quickly. So I just made that quick and easy. And you can see after she writes the journal entry, the inventory automatically pops up and shows the entry in here. And you can see all the souls I put in there. So you can see it's a pretty long description. So, and again, here the journal entry is the top title, and then the author is her, Bella Goth, and then the description. And whoever your active sim, which right now is Bella Goth, it automatically adds her as the author, but we can change that at any time. Okay, I feel like I'm talking really fast. Do you guys have any questions of what I showed you so far? Hopefully I really wanted it to be intuitive, so I I hope it's intuitive, and I think it is intuitive. I just am an over explainer. So before I go on, let me see, I'll go through some questions I may have missed. Mod Sims 4 pet icon. Yep, I will definitely add a pet icon. I also need to add, I think like a gardening icon would probably be useful. House icon for moving. Yep, I can do that. Pet birth and adoption and woohoo and fights. Those all sound good. Christmas and Halloween icons. So awesome. A plane. So yeah, I'll go back and look through this at the end and make sure I'll grab all of the suggested icons to see what everyone wants, and I'll add those. Okay, looking through the rest of the questions. So also, if Sims want to write a memory about adopting a pet from Mod Sims 4, so you can write about anything. That wouldn't make it not base game compatible. So I'll just need to find it. The only thing is the icon. So I just need to find an icon that's base game compatible. So, okay, I think that's all the questions for now. Yeah, if you have more, I'll be grabbing the questions. I'll answer them after I go through a little bit more. So one of I think the coolest things I added to this was the ability to add moodlets. So it's not just the text, you can actually add a moodlet to this. So once you have the memory created, all of these options are available both while it's in inventory and while it's in the world. So we'll throw this in the world real quick so you can see what it looks like before I go into the moodlets. And yep, if you can see the inventory for the book just closed, so if you need to open it again, you can just click on the notebook, open notebook. And so what you can do is once you have the notebook open, you can actually live drag this into the world. And you can see I added these cute little paper things. So this is just so you can, if you want to place it in the world, it kind of looks like a sheet of paper. And I added a bunch, so the icons are actually swatches, and there's 25 swatches for icons, and then there's 10 different variations for the paper. So you can see for the swatches, I put the icon so you can see which one it'll look like in the inventory. And you can see here, hopefully that's big enough for you guys. I tried to add like a notebook paper style that is similar to what the icon represents. So for example, like the kids ones is kind of kids scribbling. I think this is the fight mad one. I made it have like lots of exclamations. And yeah, the sick one, you can see there's like a little medical icon. And yeah, so I put, there's a lot of different styles. So if you would rather place it in the world, you can kind of choose the look of the notebook paper how you want it. But if you want it to be mostly in inventory, then, obviously choose the icon that best matches with it. So let's go back into live mode. And then you can see I just switched the icon. So when you put it back into the notebook, it'll be the broken heart icon now. So that's how I'll probably add an interaction so you can change the icon in live mode instead of having to do it in build mode. But I didn't think of that till just now actually. So okay. So one cool thing you can do, like I said, all of these interactions are available both when it's in an inventory and in the world. And with edit here, this is where you can do the memory details, or if you want to change this to change the text at any point. So updated thought. And then we can see that it updates. So I not only made it so you have the description, the author, and the title when you hover over it, and it shows up in a tooltip. So this little thing you see above, if you hear me say tooltip, that's what I'm talking about. But I also added an option for you to read it, and this pops up uh, a bigger window with the text and stuff. So just kind of two ways to view all of the description and details you entered in. And then this was, I started mentioning this like 10 minutes ago, but I get off on a distraction. But one of my favorite parts is you can add a moodlet. So all of these features are base game compatible, and you can add a bunch of different types of moodlets. So once you add a moodlet, we'll say this is a happy memory. Two things happen. Whenever you hover over it, if you can see at the bottom, it now says happy memory. So this was more of just a way to kind of make it feel more like a memory, give you more information. And it also lets you do something really cool. So as soon as you sign a moodlet, you'll see something pop up here, and it'll say recall a happy moment, or if you didn't want a happy moment or a happy memory, you accidentally clicked it, you can actually change it at any point. So we'll add a different moodlet now. We'll do embarrassing memory. So what you can do now is open, we'll have her recall an embarrassing memory, and you can see she's reacting like embarrassed. And then down here, she now has an embarrassed buff. So if you hear me say buff, this is what I'm talking about. And I'm curious if you all know the term buff. I say the word buff because that's what it's called in the coding, but I don't know, maybe you guys consider these moodlets too. But yeah, you can see here now she has an embarrassed memory buff or moodlet, and it says from reminiscing about a memory. Who knows why anyone would want to relive a humiliating moment from their past? So each one of these has a different description and stuff. And yeah, it lasts 4 hours. And the cool thing is, like I said, you can do that while it's in the inventory, or you can also do it while it's out here in the live mode. So or world mode. So everything, I tried to make this super easy. So everything you can do from the inventory or in the world mode, everything is editable after the fact. So if you ever need to change something, so if we want to change the author to let's say to Mortimer, it'll update automatically, and you can see Mortimer Goth is now on there. Let me see. Okay, so I'm looking through some of the comments. So Margin Reg, hopefully I said that right. It would be great to add the age of the sim author in days. So I will see what I can do. So I really also wanted to add a date to this. The problem is I only can give the user 2 fields to edit, and everything else has to be done on the back end in coding. So, and I tried seeing if there was a way to add a date, but I'm taking a note now to see if I can at least add the sim's age if possible. I probably could do that. I could probably do a test of their age and then add it. The only thing that's really hard is the date. There's really only an option to see for time to see how long till something spoils. But I probably could add the age of the sim. So I took a note for that. Can they reminisce autonomously? Dajek show. I didn't answer that already. And they can reminisce automatically. Yes, they can do that. Caterpillar, maybe a star rating 1 to 5 for rating your experiences. So that again runs into the problem with how I would let you choose that. But I will see if I can do that. Adriella, 4 hours is too much. So, and she is referencing to the buff for the buff that is here. So I actually looked at the Reminisce that is used in the rocking chair, and I used that as a guide, but I could shorten it. I just use that as a guide, so I don't know if how much shorter you would want that, so let me know. Genflower74, is this the Genflower who Genflower is one of my patrons who suggested this mod, so you all can thank her for that. And she says, I just add the age and date myself. And Julie, would it be possible for other Sims to read the author's entries and react to it? So Julia, right now, anyone can read it and react to it. Someone actually mentioned yesterday to me if I could lock it down so only the person who wrote it could read it, which I can do. And actually, I just am thinking of this on the spot, but maybe something I could do is if it's in a journal, I can make it so only the author reads it. And then if it's in live, out in the world, anyone can read it. But the only problem with that is I wanted this to have the ability to be passed down for like generations so families can keep it. And if I start to lock down things to the author, that means no one else would be able to read it in the future. So that's a tough one. That's one thing I really made sure with this too is there's two different types of ways you can add a sim to an object. You can either make them own it, or what you can do is it's called like saving Sims data to an object. So it doesn't make them actually own it. It's just kind of saving their name to it. And I went the route to just make it the name saved to it. And I did that for the reason that I didn't want it to not be accessible in the future for other Sims, especially if you pass it down. So yeah, I'll have to read back what everyone would like for that. Maybe I can add an option to lock the journal, and then if it's locked, no one else can read it. Also, I can make this journal so you can put it in a hiding spot. I thought of that afterwards too. Normally when I make mods like this, it's like I always think of things I could have done later. So I can also add the option to hide the journal in your bed like the Parenthood ones do. Do the entries stack in order they were originally added, or if you edit one, does it move its order? So it goes by when they were added. It won't move it if you edit it, but I'm pretty sure, let's test that actually, because I haven't messed with that much. But I think I can edit the stack order if it's done in a way you don't like. So while I'm doing this, let me know in the comments if you have a preference of how they're stacked. We'll add a new one. I know when you add new entries that they go afterwards. So you can kind of see here, it's already added it there. So when you add new ones, it will just tack it on to the end. Let's create a few more. Sad memory. Sad thought. Oops. Okay, so you see those add on to the end. I wonder if you can rearrange them. No, you can't rearrange them in here. All right, so let's do a test. We'll move this guy out into the world and then back in. Okay, so if you move it out into the world and then back in, it looks like it goes to the end. But I'm pretty sure it won't move if you edit it. Sad thought edited. Yeah, it stays in the middle. Oh, interesting. Okay, so look, this moved back to the front. So it looks like maybe they're in there by time. I'll double check that though. That's good, right? You guys do want them ordered by time, I would assume. Interesting. Okay, hold on, let me add a new one. I just kind of put the default stack settings in here. Well, I made them, that's one thing I hate with photos. I hate when you have photos in your inventory and there's like 10 in a stack. So I made these ones not stack on top of each other, but I didn't change any of the other stack settings. Memory description. Okay, let's move both of these ones out and then back in. Oh, wait. Yeah. Right? Yeah, so they stayed. Is that the original? No, because this one was here. Oh well. Well, let me know if you have a preference, and I will try and fix those or edit them to how you want. Let me see. I'm looking through some questions again. Can you make it so that we can open the journal while it's in the Sims inventory? I think I tried this and I don't know if it was possible. Let's see. Yeah, so you can't open an inventory in another inventory. And that goes for everything. I think I did mess with this for a while. So unfortunately, I don't think that is possible. That is not like a coding thing I can mess with. It's more a default kind of overall in the Sims coding that I mean, I could do a script mod, but I always try and not do a script mod. Let's see. Also, if you're while you're in here too, if you have any other ideas for how these can be used, you all are so creative. I am so blown away when I look at all of the stories you all have, how people, I've played The Sims since The Sims 1, but even in Sims 1, I always built, I actually even remember, which my sister Rebellion can probably tell you, there was 4 of us and we had to take 1 hour turns on the computer, which I'm like, how did we possibly play? And I always built, and I remember I would always build this big square house, kind of like my my build looked like when I loaded the game. But I'd build this big square house and I'd put a hallway around the outside. And then I'd always cheat for money, and I'd always remembered I made like a game room with a skydiving machine. But I don't think I've ever played a family past like maybe a few sim weeks. So if there's more things I can add to make this better for all your storytelling, let me know. All right, let's see. I'm looking back through here. Yeah, I'll look more into the date thing, but I don't know if I can add that. Shidalu, hopefully I said that right. The journal comes with Parenthood, right? No, well, there is a journal that comes with Parenthood, but I was bummed to see the journal you actually basically just can write in it. It doesn't let you actually edit any descriptions. It just lets you write in it, and then it like gives your sim a buff. But that one's the one that comes with Parenthood. Mine's base game compatible. So I always make stuff base game compatible if at absolutely all costs, unless it's something like dogs or pets, which doesn't make sense to have them. But let me see. So yeah, if you just search, for anyone who came in late, if you just search diary or journal, that's where they come up, and you can see it's, well, I guess you can't see, but, cause actually with a lot of CC, I don't know if you all know this, but, it's actually an option when we make CC to put on the pack icon too. So you actually have to manually add a pack icon with CC in order to show it's used with CC, but this is base game compatible. This is the journal that came with the game. And I don't know if you saw my last stream, but I thought this was a dog for so long. This is actually not a dog, it's a lock. But I seriously thought for the longest time this was a dog face. Like this was the nose, and then these dark pink spots were ears, but it's not a dog. It's a lock. The welcome wagon. Lavin and a few other people mentioned the welcome wagon. Yeah, it's so annoying. The first thing I always do if I'm making like a test family is lock the door very first thing. Okay, Mochi and Melody asked if the journals are stackable. When you say stackable, do you mean stackable in build by mode, or do you mean stackable in inventory? Because you can put multiple in the inventory, and if that's what you mean, they do not stack, so they'll be kept separate. So if you wanted to make each one different, like if you wanted this one to be details like her gardening book. Hopefully my typing's not too loud for you. So yeah, you can put them separately so you can have a bunch of them. And one thing I just remembered I wanted to mention, you can see here in dark red letters, it says this item cannot be sold or deleted. So which I know is super annoying, especially with trash, that you can't delete things. If you guys really hate this feature, I can remove it, but I put this in here specifically so you don't delete a book full of memories. I made it so the individual memories can be deleted, but I never wanted you to like accidentally delete a book and lose everything inside of it. So that's why I did that. If it's really annoying to not be able to delete it, let me know. One way to delete it, if you do want to delete them, if you're in live mode, if you just shift click the notebook, you can click destroy notebook and it'll delete it. But it won't let you delete it through build by mode. So hopefully that doesn't cause pain for you guys. I did it so to keep your memories safe. Okay, looking through some more questions. Mochi also asked, there could be a talk about mood memory as a social interaction. Yeah, I can see about adding that. And can the notes be gifted? Love notes or notes to kids would be awesome. Oh, that's actually a great idea. Okay. I like that idea. And Margin, hopefully I said that right. I really wish that there would be an option to write in the journal itself. And also parenthood options to it, maybe as an add-on. So when you say parenthood options, there are a few options with parenthood, like hiding the journal under the bed, which I can definitely add. And then there's also snooping, if you lock a journal, or once a sim writes in the parenthood journal, it becomes theirs, so other people can snoop in it. So I can add the snooping option to it. And then if you mean the option for writing in the journal itself, maybe you mean the actual animation of that. Which I think I looked into at first, but that actually is, that animation is specific to parenthood, I'm pretty sure, but I can check. Let me know if I answered that correctly, if that's what you meant. Okay, let's see. Mod Sims 4, so glad you guys think it's a dog too on the book. It totally looks like a dog. If you look closer, it's not. And actually, one reason, I don't know if Sims, they always put like the ugliest swatches on the top. Oh, I'll show you guys this trick real quick. Okay. I didn't know this for a long time, but if you go over here into where the filter is and you do colors, and if you go and click all of the colors, it will break out the items so you can see every single swatch individually. That is so, well, first of all, I mean, look, this is the one that looks like a dog. and you'll see, look how many cute other ones there are. So that's great, especially for rugs. I know I'm sidetracking here. I'm trying to stay on topic. But look, yeah, if you break out all these colors, you can see all of the different swatches. And that is so helpful because for some reason EA likes to put like the ugliest swatch on top. Specifically, there's one I'm always a poster that I never really looked at before, because the first swatch is like this ugly chicken. I'm trying to find it. It's like this ugly brown chicken photo, and there are the cutest swatches underneath. I'm gonna show you real quick, because if you guys haven't seen these posts, yes, this one right here. Okay, look, this is the like top icon that, or top swatch that shows, and then look at this cute poster. That is not CC, that is Sims. Like, why wouldn't they make any of these ones the top swatch? These, like, look at these, like, classic black and white. I was, like, amazed. Even this one's cuter. So, yeah, if you, this is a great, and this avocado one. And look at this citrus one. When I saw all of, yeah, and there's even more. These ones came from the ice cream pack, which I think is, it's not ice cream, that's just the icon. It's kitchen stuff pack, maybe? But yeah, so this is a great way to see other swatches, if you didn't already know that trick. I'm probably preaching to the choir, so. Okay, I'm reading more questions. Okay, Margin said, thank you for your answer. I meant writing the animation and also parenthood kids traits. Yep, so I will look into that option. Nicola says, I use the chicken one a lot. It's not that it's ugly. It's just that out of all of the swatches, I don't think it's the cutest one, is all. And that's, yeah. Sorry, I didn't mean to hate on the one you like a lot. And Kymelin, the emotional control from writing in a journal for kids. Are you asking if that's possible? Let me see. I think there's a kid in this family, right? Yeah. Well, why is everyone, oh, they're all stuck outside because I turned autonomy. Oh, and here's the welcome wagon. No. Someone asked me why they always bring fruitcake. I can actually look into the coding and see why that is. I don't know if there's an option if they ever bring something else, but everyone but household members. Let's get everyone inside. Poor people. I turn autonomy off when I'm testing or like making videos so they don't walk in my videos, which my very first live stream, I learned that you could turn autonomy off. Someone told me, and I was really happy because my kids would always come in and like make the paint everywhere on the ground, which was I was like destroying my preview pictures. So okay, everyone's inside. So we'll let's get a journal for what, I don't even know this kid's name. I'll have to look in a sec. Someone asked if you could double stack the notebooks. So I can make the notebooks double stack. I'm not going to for the moment because I made a blog post on this on my website. So Sims, when they came out with the modular stuff, they made this great option where I could make custom slots, and that would remove the double stacking problem. The double stacking problem is when you change swatches and you have stuff, it's called double parenting, but so for example, this notebook is parented to this table. You can see that's why the table's glowing. So if you add a notebook on top of that, it's double parented. So if you change the wallpaper, it will actually delete the top notebook. They did make a fix for this when the Home Decorator collection came out, but they actually broke that when Cottage Living came out, which I've tweeted to the gurus about this, and I've written on the EA forums, and I want them to fix it so bad, but for now it's broken, so I probably won't add that until they can till they fix that. Okay, oh, we were talking about kids' animations. Okay, so the kid, when he comes over, now this isn't the parenthood animation, I know, but I just wanted to show you what it looks like for kids. So this is a kid feeling, and someone mentioned making different length flavors So I probably won't do that just because um, that would require making a bunch of different objects. So I can only set one description length. But if I max out the description length, that lets you put as little or as much as you want. So hopefully that's enough. But you can see here in a sec, he pulls out a little notebook and starts writing. And that little icon that shows above his head, it actually isn't always the same. So depending on their mood, it'll change what little icon pops up. Simmer 1946. It would be funny if a little sibling could read it and tease the author about the memory. So, okay, I think, yeah, we talked about this earlier. Put more suggestions down in the comments. Even if I don't address them, I'll read them. But yeah, I'll definitely add some sort of option where maybe you can lock the journal if you want it so other Sims can't read it, or something similar. But yeah, let me know other suggestions, and if I don't address them, it doesn't mean I haven't read it. And I actually always go through at the end of my live streams and reread all the comments, so it is in there. But yeah, so that is the little kid animation. The teens use the same animation, so that they do the same as the parents. And again, I didn't lock any of this down, so if you want her to create an entry in this notebook, she can, which again, that's something I can totally lock down. Let's see, drank nectar for the first time. It's funny they call it nectar instead of booze, but we all know what it is. Let's see, don't find out. Okay, yeah, so you can see, oh, actually I'm missing it, sorry. Well, she did the same writing animation as that, so and you can see again her name's on there and his name's on that one. Ashley said, oh, I didn't mean different length flavors for the duration of time. You meant for the buffs, for how they feel after they have a moodlet. So yeah, I'll look into that. Yeah, especially one thing too I'm realizing as I'm saying this is that if you do if you reminisce on a memory that isn't your memory, I guess you really probably shouldn't be embarrassed. So yeah, that might be one thing. But and I just noticed we got a ton of new viewers, like 40 viewers at once. So welcome everyone. Thanks for joining us. We're going over the last few bits of the memory of the new memory system. And right now, if any of the new people missed anything, let me know. I'll answer the questions at the end. One other thing I wanted to address was someone had asked me on Discord, what happens if you, because a lot of you remove the mods when you do an update, and what would happen then if something got deleted. So unfortunately, there's not a ton you can do if stuff gets deleted. So like I said before, I did make it so the journals can't be deleted. So you can see here when you hover over them, this item cannot be sold or deleted. So the best thing to do is if you have a lot of memories, I would put it in like a room and upload it to the gallery. And that way, if you happen to load the game without re-enabling mods and they delete, you can always pull them back from the gallery. And that way they're backed up. So as long as you have the CC in your mods folder and you download like a gallery item that has CC, as long as that's in your mods folder, they'll be there. So that hopefully that's fixed it. That's like the most I can do. A lot of times when you don't have CC in the game, or basically every time, it replaces it with like a EA object. The problem with that is it won't transfer all the details that you put into the memory. So it won't transfer over the descriptions. So the best thing you can do just to make sure everything stays safe is back it up to the gallery. Let's see, more questions. Okay. One other thing I wanted to do. So the notebook has inventory, and I made it so that you can see here, I'm trying to live drag and drop the book into the notebook. I made it so you can only put journal entries into here. And I did that just so, because not to put a ton of stuff in there. I can make it open it up so you can put more stuff in. And I'm actually almost done with redoing or updating my photographic memory mod system. So my photographic memory mod system, if for anyone who wasn't here, this actually is where the idea for this set came from, was a suggestion from Jen Flower. She was actually using the photographic memory mod system as kind of like a semi-journal. So that's where this all spawned. And I'm working on an update for this, which I should have out in like today or in the next few days. And I am making it so not only do these photos go into the journal, but I'm also adding the ability to add the moodlets and the updated descriptions and tooltips for the photos. So all of that will now be in, as soon as I update it, they'll be cross-compatible with each other. And those will have the extended description length. It'll automatically show the author, and then you can add the moodlets to that as well. So those will be options for both. So those will be options for both. So those will be. Let's go back to the game. Okay, I think I've kind of covered everything about this. Let me go back through some questions. Do different books hold separate inventories? Yes, the inventories are completely separate. I hate the shared. Sometimes the shared inventory makes sense, but like even the flower table has. Ooh, sorry, I'm jumping all around. Even like the flower tables have a shared inventory, which doesn't really make sense to me. And even fridges shouldn't share an inventory. They're in different spots, so that doesn't make sense to me. But so yeah, each one has a different inventory. And let's see, go look at Bella's. This is Bella's notebook. So if we open hers, you can see this one has a separate inventory too. Bye Mod Sims 4, thanks for coming. Bye Mod Sims 4, thanks for coming. Let's see. Can you add the backup tip in the download post? Yes. I'm guessing you mean my post on my website and on Patreon, and I will do that. Okay. Hello, Panda Sama is here. Panda Sama is an amazing creator. And you should see her newest set. Panda, you should send a link in the descriptions. Sorry. How long was that echo on? Sorry about that. I didn't even know. Dang it, guys. I'm sorry. I didn't see that for a while. I almost went through without having any problems. Almost made it through at the very end. But Panda Sama is an amazing creator, and she just came out with this new like kids book, or it's kids phone, like the play phone. It's so cute. And Panda Sama is also the one who I made the little kids play kitchen with. So, Mikola, the echo's better. Hopefully it is fixed. Okay, sorry, that threw me off for a second. Let's see. I think that is Okay, I'm glad. Oh, and also, when I forgot to mention this in the beginning. Okay, last stream, someone mentioned that the audio quality or the video quality is bad. I have been streaming in 480p like for months, and I had no idea. So I actually went through all my settings and fixed it. So everything streams in 1080p now. So it's not, it was like absolutely horrible video quality, and I had no idea. So it's better now. And I almost made it through without any audio issues, so that's good. But I think I covered everything so far. Um, if you guys have any other questions, or if any of the new viewers that came in have things they want to see in here, I can go over. I did see a question about what I'm working on now. Um, And so I can go over, show some of the things I'm also working on. First, I'll answer these last few questions. Nevin Sky, not sure if I missed this answer, but did you say if someone else reads the entry, do they also get the moodlet or different moodlet? They get the same moodlet. So all it says is from reading, here, let's test it out to show you. Which I guess if, like, for example, if you read another person's embarrassing memory, it maybe you would feel embarrassed too, but maybe I can make that buff uh, let last not as long or something. But yeah, anyone who reads the entry will get the buff or the moodlet from that. So this one is written by Mortimer Goth, so we'll make her read it. Let's see. Recall an embarrassing moment. Yeah, so maybe I could put like recall Mortimer's embarrassing moment or something. Oh, this one doesn't have a moodlet. So we'll do happy memory. This one. All right, let me go to her so you can see her. And one thing I did, so there she goes, recalling a happy memory. So yeah, anyone can do it. So let me know your thoughts on that if you prefer it a certain way. And then yeah, she gets the buff from that, from reminiscing about a happy memory. But I guess for me, I think it would make sense. Like even if you're reading like your grandparents' happy memory, it would still make you happy. But maybe I can make it a different one. And one thing to mention too is if you notice, she didn't go over to the journal too, and this is the same for when they're writing an entry or recalling an entry. So if there is, if you guys don't like that and you want them to go up to the journal to do everything, that's totally fine. I can add that back in, but I just know there's like a lot of stuff with the interactions stacking up, and this I wanted to make it, because it's in their inventory so they can recall it anywhere, and so they don't actually have to go and up to the journal to do it. But I can make them walk up to it. It's not a big deal if they are. Quirky Viper secondhand embarrassment. Let's see. Mikola, I will answer your question about the historic mod in just a sec. Oh, Nevin Sky, it would be cool if they read something and it was a romantic one with someone else that they would get jealous. So yeah, all of these are such awesome ideas. These ones with gameplay are really amazing. But I just want to preface that stuff like that takes a really, really long time to do. For like coding wise, just entering, what you have to do is basically create interactions and tests for each, like everything that you want in there. Like if you wanted one sibling reading another, that was embarrassing. Each one of those is a test and an interaction, so it's just a lot of work. So I always keep notes on everything you all suggest. So even if I don't add it right away, I definitely will try and add more of these interactions just to make it, because the whole point of this, right, is gameplay and improving, your storytelling. So those are really important. I think they're really great ideas. Just Just know that if I don't do it right away, it's not that I don't want to do it or I forgot about it. Um, and Michaela, you don't need to say sorry for writing too much. I love hearing from you guys, so no worries. Okay, and if that is all of the questions with this, I will move on to some other questions in here and maybe show a few of the things I'm working on. So, uh, Michaela, your question was about the historical version. Um, and actually for the notebooks too, I don't know if are these notebooks good enough for historical? But I think specifically the historical version, or were you asking about the gardening set? Making a historical version for that? Because I think that was it, right? The garden controller was not historical at all. So let me know if that's the one you were talking about. And Laya, is there a way to separate fridge inventoried or make the cooler a functional cooler, not just like quick meals? Yes, I actually, I will, I've actually been working on a big update for the Hoarders Anonymous set, not just the add-on that I made recently. And there's a few reasons for this. So one, if you noticed, when you put photos in an inventory, uh, not just my stuff's inventory, but any inventory, and then you put that into your Sims inventory, they all turn black. I finally found a way to prevent that. So that's one of the updates coming out with the Sims Hoarder set. And then also I do have a cooler in there, and the cooler, I made it so it works kind of like it not only slows it keeps things fresh longer. Right now, the original Sims Hoarder set does not keep stuff fresh longer. But I also added, you can add ice to it, kind of like the fridge. So that's the upcoming cooler. Let's see. And also why I'm getting more questions, I just want to let everyone know, first, that I am going to now be live streaming every Sunday at 2 p.m. Mountain Daylight Time. And I think it's a good time that works for everyone. Next week, I am planning on doing a Sims 4 Studio walkthrough. So that's geared more towards creators. But if people are just curious, they can go take a look at that as well. And if you give this video a like and subscribe, it will help people find this better. And then also so you can be notified for upcoming live streams. So I know I'm kind of at this point going to start just answering random questions. So I wanted to catch everyone before they left. But yeah, if you want to join me next Sunday too, I've been having lots of fun with these, and I want to start doing some for creators and also showing, I think it's really helpful to show how to use this stuff in game, because I can't tell you how hard it is to describe all of the features of a mod into text. And especially with this journal, the journal itself is actually pretty simple, but there are so many options in there. I was like, people are probably gonna think this is way more complicated than it is. And hopefully it's not. I hope it's very intuitive. But so yeah, I'm just gonna go into random questions now. So if for anyone who wants to stay, and I'll go into some of my other stuff, work in progress. One thing I will show you, I'm trying to remember what state it's in. But I don't know who here uses my mug set. My what is it called? Magnificent Personal Brewer. Let's see. Where is it? Right here. Okay, I don't know if anyone still uses this. I made this about a year ago, and it actually realized it had a ton of problems. One thing I did, which I hardly ever do, and I shouldn't have done with this, but I overrode some of the coffee tuning, which made it so that all coffee machines worked like this. So I did fix that. And I made this so um, it's not overriding anything. And then I also worked on adding uh, some of the other ones, like the espresso. And I actually improved the animation and like the timing of stuff because it wasn't, the coffee like started brewing before she was done putting stuff in. So now it does it at the proper timing. Um, and yeah, it's not, oh, great, it's not pouring right now. Well, I've been editing it, so I promise. Don't look at it. It's not done yet. Um, oh, but also what's interesting, okay, um, if you guys want, I can show you this really quick. I didn't realize there was such an obsession with coffee, and I figured out why. So let me show you why. It is insane. I've never seen something written like this. Um, I don't, do you all have the obsessive coffee problem too? I'm trying to pull it up so I can show you how bad it's tuned. Let me see. Coffee maker. I'm hiding this off screen. I guess I can show you. This is a tool called XML Finder. It was written by a wonderful creator who's no longer with us named Scumbabo. This is all of the tuning in the game. And let's see. This is the coffee stuff. You guys probably can't even read this. Hopefully it's not too boring. But there is an interaction called, it's one of these. I think it's this one. Generic coffee. Okay. Yeah, it was this one. No, it wasn't this. Hold on. Let me find my notes. But basically, coffee, there's like a serious obsession with coffee. And the reason is actually part of the coding in the game. And they made it so it is whenever your sim is like has any sort of hot or cold feeling, they it's they're called like static commodities. All right, we'll have to find this and post it later. I don't want to bore you guys. But basically, it's actually just one interaction in here. Okay, it's very interesting. So hopefully I'm not boring you. I'm just trying to find which one. See, this is how many. So for example, these are the object tunings. So some of these are coffee tables, but if you can see, these are like all the different types of coffee makers here. Actually, all of these here. These are all the different coffee makers. And this is like low and high. So the different settings in here, this is for the object itself, but this kind of tells you how often it will be broken. So if it's like a lower quality, it'll be set to break more often and stuff like that. Maybe it's drink. Cool. Oh, okay. I think this is what it is. Yeah. So the obsession is when they make coffee or when they drink it. I'm trying to think. I think it's this one. Okay. Yes, I found it. Okay. So up here, this is the beginning of an interaction. This is coffee tea, start group crafting autonomously. So the very first thing you see, this is false advertisement. So it's called false advertisement because it won't actually satisfy a certain need for your sim. So it's kind of like a big sign that says, hey, sim, come here. I will fill your energy value by 25%. And I will also change your body temperature to be your body temperature commodity by 1. Now it's this line right here, this 1. So basically the false advertisements don't actually do anything. And then because what actually happens, like the outcome of a certain interaction is dependent on other things. But this just makes it so whenever Sims autonomously use something, they're using both these static commodities and these false advertisements. These are the things that make the Sims go to and do things autonomously. So it's actually this body temperature one that is messing it up. So you can see the body temperature has a value of 1. And let me show you what other values that normally has. Let's see. Body temperature. Okay. So let me find something with that uses that. Okay. This one doesn't have it. It's normally a value of like 0.2 is what it is. Let's see. Oh, my dog's not, she's whining right now. Hopefully you can't hear too much. Come here. Let's see. Okay. Sorry if this is boring. I can't find an example of one that uses it. But yeah, basically what I found before, yeah, see, so here this is like 0.25, and this value is not a false advertisement either. That's actually how much it changes. But essentially, it's this body temperature thing. So what this does is it's going to tell your sim that no matter if they're too hot or too cold, this will always fix it, no matter what. If they drink coffee, so. Yes. Anyway, so that's something that can be fixed by an override. But yeah, so this is one thing I've been working on, and I have lots of works in progress. So the Hoarders update will almost be out. Someone asked if there was a way to see which of the new kitchen storage items are part of the new kitchen set. I think, what did I call it? Fresh is more. So I have a list of objects on the page, but I'm actually going to add some custom items when I push out the Hoarders update. I'll probably I've been working on that Hoarders update for like a month or two, so I'll try and push that out pretty soon. Maybe I'll try and finish it today. I have like a bunch of mods. Hold on, let me look at I don't want you guys to see my messy folder. I'm trying to see if I can show you how many works in progress I have. But I'm trying to hide most of the mess so you don't think less of me. I mean, you guys think your mods folders are messy, but you should see my creation folder. Okay. This is my most recent new set folder. So it's cubbies, utility panel, mannequins I was working on for a while, pond rocks, new storage, the journal. This is my photo update, a historical utility panel, animal shed doors, a water wheel. Oh, I don't know if I have this in my game. The water wheel, I was making one of those ones that turned and generate power to go into the ground. And I was actually going to make it so it truly generates power. But I haven't figured out a good way to make it so, because it has to go like into the ground. So I was trying to find a good way to make it like attached to the ground. I also was working on a rabbit home. And I'm doing a huge update with my retail therapy set. So I can't tell you many of the details now, but some of these I've been working on for months, but they're almost done. I took a break to focus on cottage living for a while, like gardening stuff. So now I'm going to get back to my other stuff. Am I saying that right? Margin or Margin? What are the animal shed doors? So I was actually just separating them so they would be a cutout. Instead of like a whole shed, I was making cutouts so you could put them anywhere. I don't think I have any of those in my mods. I cleared out my mods folder before starting this, so I don't have it, but Quirky Viper, I'm glad you're geeking out right now. So Quirky, make sure you tune in next Sunday because I'm going to do an overview, or anyone who's interested, overview in Sims 4 Studio, how to do it. So And okay, I will tell you one thing about the retail therapy sets because actually your feedback could be helpful. Um, so I made it. I don't have it in here, but right now you need my objects for the Sims or for the retail therapy to work. I made it so you could have a table or a certain object and put any item into the slots and they will you can buy them. So anything you put into the slots can be sold, and instead of taking those items and deleting them from the slot, it just makes a copy of them. This means uh and this also locks the freshness of any items, so you can put you can put a bunch of food items on the table and you can sell them. And this is great because it means I don't have to create, like, you don't have a bunch of duplicate objects. Because a lot of times what I do is I just make the object, right? And then, like, that looks like the object you're buying. Um, so this means you can actually buy things from a table, and it's not dependent on me actually creating the item. So it gives you tons of flexibility. The problem I'm having is you have to have my table in order to do it. So if you have suggestions of what kind of retail tables you like or displays, because the displays in The Sims are just so sad. Like, uh, they're like, I'm saying like a lot, but this, like, that is so ugly. This is not a retail display, this is a desk. And these ones aren't bad, but they're so big. And then, like, this one came with corner options. This one's not bad, but they put corner options with this one, but not with this one. So I don't get that. And then these pedestals aren't bad, actually. I think these are fine. Um, but then you have, like, the short one here. So yeah, if you guys have suggestions for retail stuff, um, like what kind of tables you would like, let me know. Um, and then I'm gonna have to answer all Glitzy Ghoul. So you build your own shed. She's referring to the animal shed doors. That is correct. That is what they would be when I finish them. And the rabbit home, I've played with a few different options. I was gonna make a hole in the ground for an option. Um, that, like, it kind of works like the tree stump, but it's just a hole in the ground. And then I was also looking, like, at a traditional own, like, rabbit cage that you'd have for a rabbit pet. So both of those. Um, Michaela, I think the third one, if this is the one you meant, I kind of like that. This one isn't bad, and they actually have corner options, which are good too. And I kind of like the gold on these, but yeah, these ones aren't bad. I think out of all of them, these ones are the best, and I think the pedestals are good for, like shopping kind of set. Okay, and I'm gonna have to answer a few last questions, and then I'm gonna have to run because my dog's sitting here, and I think she wants to go out. But Caterpillar, would food trucks be possible? Yeah, I actually started on an ice cream truck when I was making the ice cream set. I need to finish it. I I Food trucks are totally possible. And there's actually a lot. If there was more time in the day, that's my problem because I have so many ideas I want to do, but it's just not enough time. But yeah, food trucks are totally possible. Um, and so I am going to go now and walk my dog, so she doesn't be unhappy. She's swatting at me right now, looking at me with those puppy dog eyes. But I will go back through. If I missed any comments, I will go back through and read them. And if you watch this video in the future, I will also come back and read comments. Or if there is something else you forgot, you can always message me on Discord. I'm very active on there. Or, there's tons of channels. I'm always on I'm always on Tumblr and Instagram and Twitter, but Discord is definitely the best place to get a hold of me. Michaela, my dog's name is Berkeley, and she's super cute. And I posted a video of her on Twitter recently if you want to see what she looks like. She's a 85-pound furry Rottweiler. Well, she's like half Rottweiler, but extremely furry. And she's got big eyebrows and a big beard. So, okay, I see you. But love you guys. Thank you so much for being here with me again today. I love doing these streams so much. They make me so happy. I just love interacting with you all. Yep, I will be here again next Sunday. And like I said, we'll be going over Sims 4 Studio if you want to join me for that. And I hope you all enjoyed the journals. Have a great rest of your weekend, everyone. Bye, Simmies.